right, here we are. Game number 2.
Ah, yes, the bell tower. Is that guy still hiding up there?
Yeah, he's still waiting for us with his ladder.
Very patient. What are you doing here?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, there's a scene coming up where you have to like Simon Says kind of thing, but the buttons aren't right, and it's so confusing because I can't change the controller, so I have to change the keyboard key to match it.
Okay.
Because I did a bunch of test runs with this, and it's already hard because the keys are like Xbox keys. So I was using a PlayStation controller and I have to like mentally, because there's like, the X, which is blue on both of them, but they're different.
I think
square on the PS4 controller.
Yeah, X, B, Y, and
yeah, A, B, X, Y. And I was a little worried because I didn't even test run these new controls.
Yeah.
But I was okay at it.
What happens if you fail the game?
You just don't get a
Card?
prize. Yeah, not a card, but like money and a pretty good item.
Does he expect you to just run over? Oh, that he just wanted you to run over his head while he's holding the ladder like onto the next roof. Oof. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it fell. Kind of reminds me of Olaf there.
Oh yeah. Some money that a mother hen's been saving up that we'll just ransack.
It's probably like shiny coins, so she just stockpiling it.
I had to think like I don't want that mess of typing I had last time for Zidane.
Yeah.
So yes, this is Vivi. And
Puck. Can you name a Puck from any works of fiction?
well, I can in Berserk. He's a fairy, and I know there's a Puck that's a fairy and something else. I want to say like Robin Hood, but
Midnight Summer's Dream.
oh yeah.
I might have butchered the title. It's something like that.
No, you're right. It's Midnight Summer's Dream.
Yeah. By Shakespeare.
Bill.
It could be like Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or Midnight.
Sorry, I don't know if you said midnight, but Midsummer's Night Dream, or so, I don't know.
I think I said midnight the first time, which was, I think, is wrong.
Who knows? I mean, millions of people know, but
Whatever. With your editing skills, I'm sure you'll get the correct title out of me.
yeah.
A Midsummer Night's Dream is a comedy about four Athenians, 2 men and 2 women.
Is that like a kind of a pun off the word midnight?
Hmm?
Was that like a pun off the the title Midnight Summer's Dream?
No,
He said I'll spend all night and day on that.
no, I wasn't even thinking of that. Anyways, we made it to the play. How much?
He reminds me of a Skull Kid, the guy in the hat.
They both have hats.
Well, like the guy with the face, your character.
Vivi.
Yeah.
There's the queen, and this is the princess.
She looks happy.
This guy is pretty good. Wait till she sees this.
And I like that expression.
Yeah. So you know what we're doing here? Not us, but the other guys.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I remember there's a plan to do something to the play, like rob it,
They're gonna kidnap her.
kidnap the princess. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember those guys had a plan to do during the play.
Yeah. And they'll be the ones performing this play.
That queen. Does not look like she gave birth to that beautiful.
I know.
woman.
I feel a lot of what is it? A lot of like NPCs will make that comment.
Oh yeah.
Coming up, there'll be a scene where they're like backstage,
Yeah.
and I can't like time the dialogue, so it just goes at its own pace, and it's very fast. So try to read quickly.
All right. I'll just have to watch it on a replay.
I mean, it's not even important dialogue. It's just reciting lines or something. But...
I want to look this up. I want to be your canary. Like, that just doesn't seem like an original title. It feels like they...
This part here is... Yeah, like it's pretty fast, and I'm like, and it's not just, you know, simple English, so you gotta kind of like double check a word, and then it's like, well, I am 4 letters behind, or 4 words behind.
Yeah, it's not like you can predict the next word because it has that like complex Shakespearean language.
Yeah.
Guess it makes sense too, because I feel like they don't want the dialogue to stop halfway through like a action of the play.
Yeah.
Incomparable pain. It's beautifully written.
So this is a pretty simple battle. I mean, it's a play. There's these 2 guys that'll die in 1 hit, and then the king or whatever. So you can do special effects, which do no damage, but I figured I'd just show them off. These are actually like some of the strongest spells in the game once you unlock them, but...
What does SFX stand for? Special...
Yeah, just special effects.
Oh.
So like, this is a special effect kind of thing. Oh, but there's no damage. Just a dumb little joke. It's only just for this play that it's in.
Oh. It's like
trying to put on a good show.
Foreshadow of what's to come.
Yeah. But yeah, now that I showed them off.
Do you like that king's little hustle?
It's nice to see him do like these big spells because you know they're not going to do any damage. I don't know, just instinctively I have fear and then I'm like, oh, that's...
Plus, it's all scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah, besides Pokemon, the only game I've ever played like this where it has...
Like turn-based attacks?
Yeah, is, it bothers me because I don't remember the title, but I remember when you quote-unquote caught your characters and they become your ally, you could have up to 3 and they just like follow you around.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I remember the plot for them. One of them is your island is sinking, so one of these, I guess, monsters plugs it up as if he's like a little cork.
Yeah.
And then you just go around getting help. So I want to Google that. Tell you what it is for next game, for next week.
All right. So this little Simon Says thing coming up, we kind of, you know, orchestrate this dance, and if you like hit the wrong button, you'll have to do like a little, I don't know, you just make a mistake.
Expect no quarter from me.
Giving you some time to read. So yeah, the first one I mess up a couple just because I did all my testing with the controls swapped. Like the A and B were the other way around in all my test runs.
Yeah.
But I was never able to get like a great score. So I was like, well, I'll mix it up right here. Because your score is out of 100.
Yeah.
And basically my goal was to get at least 80.
Yeah. You know, if this was like a modern day game, it'd be like a trophy or achievement.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is, you know, a re-released game, and I do get 100 the second time, and I don't get a trophy. I'm like, oh, fuck off. It's kind of one thing I hate about doing like test runs like this though, because like I'm getting trophies throughout the game.
Yeah.
And they'll just never pop up because I've already gotten them.
You can always edit them in if you really want.
No.
So that's 69 out of 100?
Yeah, out of these like crowd in the back.
You can practice again.
Yeah, you can do it as many times as you want. Even if you get 100, you can do it again.
I don't even remember you messing up.
You'll well, you won't see it here because I get everything right. But when like Zidane falls on his back, that's me messing up.
I thought that was like just a parry or a...
Yeah, my first time doing it, like I thought I was just doing fine, and then I got like 40 nobles were impressed, and I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't mess anything up, but I'm like, I guess.
I don't know. If I was a noble, I still wouldn't be impressed with this sequence. So at best, you'd get 99, even if you got perfect.
Yeah. I didn't expect to get perfect here, because there's a couple times where like I take just a second to make sure I push the right button. Apparently this is... because I never got 100 in my life before as a kid. I mean, obviously I'm a little more sharp than I was as a child, but...
yeah. Doesn't even... okay, there you go.
I hate that it, like, the first option is like, they want an encore, do it again? Yes. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
God.
like, we can't get any better than that.
Yeah. But there's no point.
What happens if you do it? Do they want another encore?
Yeah, I didn't bother because that was my first 100 ever. But yeah, you get 10,000 gil for getting perfect. Or if you didn't, you'd get like 800 gil for like 99 out of 100.
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at me. I like that.
Yeah, I like this sequence here. Just like he's describing all these things, I mean, I feel like that'd be someone wearing my armor. I'm just always sweaty.
Yeah. What the heck is this?
They're called oglops. It's like, I don't know, just like a frog thing.
What do you have? Are these the same two who were just on stage? Or did they just swap?
Yeah, those are the same two that were just, like, I just chased the one guy off stage.
So they were authentically acting before?
Yeah, and then, you know, they ran, I don't know, just off stage and took out some knights who were probably like, great job! Ah! That sword looks real authentic. No! So yeah, you can see me like weaving back and forth because of these weird camera angles I gotta deal with.
Yeah.
I tested examine her face before.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I felt like I was kind of like lecherous and kind of just creepy pervy. So
yeah.
I was like, let's just let her go. And but he still does this like check out her ass kind of move, and I'm like,
yeah, you're not a better person for this.
Yeah.
How does you know that after she leaves?
Well, he probably just thought that was her based on her face. But the way she fled, he's like, well, I don't know. I'm sure he's not 100% confident, but I'm like, probably shouldn't let her go. I like this guy's theme a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
One's got the little Yoda kind of speech.
Is this like part of the play, or what's going on?
No, these are just gestures to the queen.
Oh.
Kind of their servants. Thorn and Zorn. But yeah, who knows what's going on with the play. I don't think they ever like show the rest of it.
I was really getting into that.
Yeah.
What do you picture their voices to sound like?
I'll try. I really wonder sometimes. I don't know. I kind of feel like he's like a little Asian man. The time to wonder. I can't even do it. Hurry to see Her Majesty.
I think they're very high pitched.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Do high pitch without my voice squeaking. See the queen we must.
You be the red one, I'll be the blue one.
An emergency, it is.
Oh dear.
Very grateful.
We'll be very grateful. That's clearly just my regular voice. I'm just panicking. I'll try one. Her Royal Highness!
Princess Garnet
That just sounds like a terrible Mickey
is
Mouse.
in danger.
Is in danger!
Nice synchronization.
Yeah, it just sounds like a terrible Mickey Mouse. Okay, now it's just clearly. How old is the princess?
I think she is 16.
And who's the royal pendant?
Pardon?
I didn't read it. She ran off with the royal pendant.
Oh yeah. So I guess like some crown jewel kind of necklace thing.
Oh, I thought it was some title.
No.
Steiner.
Yeah.
Now it's one of Hitler's officers.
I don't know if that's where they got the name inspiration from. I think it's also just the beer. Another good theme. I always love this, like, I don't know, tuba thing.
I'm just trying to decide how they'd determine which characters you're allowed to name. Because you seem very insignificant until.
Yeah. It's pretty much characters that you will have in your main party for like the main majority of the game. So it'd be kind of a spoiler every time you name a character.
Yeah. It reminds me of Giovanni.
Oh, I don't know, he's much more lighthearted than Giovanni.
He's just yelling at these guys and calling them worthless.
Yeah.
Exactly like Giovanni. But yeah, I like his run. No arm pump at all.
Yeah.
Just like how you discourage me from doing when I run.
So yeah, we got that moonstone for getting 100 on.
You didn't get it.
I know. I kind of don't like how they give you that reward.
She's just feeling generous because she was the 100th noble.
That's kind of how I think they justify it, is that she was so like captivated that she was willing to just give away whatever generously. But yeah, so right now we're trying to find, as Steiner, all our soldiers, the Pluto Knights.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 8 or 13 or something, or 9. I think it's 9 actually, planetary Pluto. So, I mean, we've got 2, so we have to find 7.
Oh.
That'll be what we do next time.
What about the princess?
Well, once we got those 2, we'll go search for the princess. But once we get all our knights on the job to search for the princess, maybe we'll find her.
Is it really the captain's job to find? There's recruits.
Yeah, I know. But, whatever. It's our episode for the week. Goodbye.
See ya.